Hello, ladies and gentlemen. If you don't know who I am, my name is Shook. I make NBA content, sportsbook content, anything you can think of, I make content for. All these videos they get posted to this subreddit right here. I'll have it linked down below. You can find my posts. I didn't make a post because it was Sunday today, so I have to scroll down a little bit. Right here, 69. Okay. I make updates with all the news that comes out throughout the day. You can ask me questions about the slate leading up to lock. Pretty much anything you need, I will be here at lock, after lock, before lock. And then if you ever need to get a hold of me privately, you can get a hold of me on X right here. And then I also post like sportsbook plays on Twitter if you guys play sportsbook stuff. So yeah, I'll have that link down below too. And if you're looking for more in-depth content, I'll have my Discord down there where I go sportsbook plays, private videos going over each slate in depth. I give you guys cores and stuff like that. So without further ado, let's go over my lineups from the past couple days. I think we have a couple that we didn't go over. I believe that one day I didn't show you guys how I finished. Where is it? We haven't gone over them in a while. Where is it? No, it's on page 3, right? It is. Okay. Alright, so here are all the results from the past couple days. We'll just go through them really, really quickly. This was the lineup. This was when I told you guys I thought I was going to nuke it, but De'Aaron Fox had a just massive floor game, so unfortunately I did not nuke it, but still had a great day there. This was the other day, got into the cash very easily. This was that same day, just made a different lineup, and then this was the De'Aaron Fox again day, but still got into the cash easily. So it's been a phenomenal last couple days. Got into the cash in football, in GPPs, and in cash games. So yeah, it's been pretty phenomenal. Let me just refresh Underdog one more time, and then we'll just jump right into this 4 or 5 game slate that we have for tomorrow. I took Fred VanVleet under 17.5 points, by the way. Went for a career high. All right, yeah, let's get into it. Miami at Boston here. Tough matchup here for Boston, or Miami. Terry Rozier has been coming off the bench. They've been going with Bam Adebayo, Jimmy Butler, Tyler Hero, Haywood Highsmith, and Duncan Robinson. Pretty good spot here for Duncan. If he starts again, once again, I'm going to like him as a contrarian value just because the range of outcomes with him are so up and down, right? Even if he's shooting the ball bad, it doesn't matter if he gets benched. He's going to kill you regardless if he's not shooting the ball well. So, like, you're playing for ceiling, right? So, if you're playing Duncan, his minutes aren't going to matter too much because if he's shooting poorly, he's going to kill you anyway, no matter if he plays 30 minutes or 20 minutes. And then when he's playing really well, they're going to extend him, and he has this type of ceiling. And we're always shooting for ceiling in GPPs, right? We don't always have to, but like ceiling does matter, of course. So yeah, I like Duncan, assuming he continues to start in GPPs. Terry Rozier has been playing mid 20s minutes off the bench. I feel like he's a decent value now that the price points come down. So, like those two guys. I'm not going to play Haywood Highsmith at 3.9K. We should have just so much better value. Bam Adebayo had a massive game tonight. 20 rebounds up against Toronto. I guess it's going to happen, but playing massive minutes. Really bad spot here going up against Boston. I'm not as excited about like Tyler Hero, Jimmy Butler, Bam Adebayo. If I had a favorite, probably would be, I guess, Tyler Hero. But yeah, I think I'm mainly interested in the value. Duncan Robinson, Terry Rozier are going to have some interest in. I don't think anyone's going to play either of those guys tomorrow. Moving on to Boston. So we got to keep an eye on Jaylen Brown and Derek White. They both sat tonight. So if we get those two guys out, again, they went with the starting lineup of Jason Tatum, Kristaps Porzingis, which Kristaps could sit. It's a back-to-back. Al Horford could sit. It's a back-to-back. So, like, we could have a whole mess here with Boston. But if for some reason they play and we get Derek White and Jaylen Brown out, they went with Horford, Drew Holiday, Kristaps Porzingis, Jason Tatum, and Sam Hauser. So say we get the same situation that happened tonight, it happens tomorrow. Then I think there's a lot to like here. First off, Kristaps Porzingis, I would be very shocked if he plays, to be honest. But if he plays and he's not on some type of limit, which he wasn't on a limit today, 7K would just be too cheap for him. Then I really like Jason Tatum as a spend up, be a really good spend up. Then I would really like Peyton Pritchard at 5.5K, would really like him. Sam Hauser would be a really good value. Drew Holiday would be solid. Al Horford in play. They played Drew Peterson a bunch off the bench. He'd be a viable dart. So, yeah, I doubt the same situation's going to happen because we're probably going to get, like, Porzingis resting or Al Horford, probably, like, one of Derek White. Jaylen Brown will probably play. So, like, we'll see. Luckily, this is the early game. I will have the updates on Reddit for you guys, etc. So, like, if we get, like, Porzingis and Horford out, then we had the bigs there, Keta, Cornette, etc. And then if we get like the guards out, then we're still playing like Peyton Pritchard, Sam Hauser, etc. So like hard to say right now, but I guarantee you that Boston is going to have a couple people sitting tomorrow most likely. So I will make updates on Reddit when we do get that news. And this team's just a mess, but now you have a great spot here going up against Atlanta. I believe Zion's going to continue to be out. Brandon Ingram could be back. We will see. And then we have Alvarado's going to continue to be out. Same with Herb Jones. I believe we could have Jordan Hawkins back. So let's go over if we get the same situation for tomorrow that happened today. They had like 20 points in the first half. It was just wild to see. They went with Trey, Javonte Green, Missy, DeJounte Murray, CJ McCollum. No limit for Murray. I would expect low 30s for CJ. And then, yeah. So let's go over it. Great spot here going up against Atlanta. Revenge narrative for DeJounte if you're into that. But if everyone's out, I really like DeJounte Murray and GPPs tomorrow at $8,000. I don't believe he's played a back-to-back, so like there's potential he could sit. Same with CJ McCollum. So like the Pels could also be a mess tomorrow. I don't believe he's played a back-to-back yet. So there could be just a mess here. We could have a ton of value here as well. Same with Boston. But yeah, if we get everyone in, same situation. I really like DeJounte Murray at 8K. I think CJ's fine. I would just prefer getting up to like DeJounte Murray. And then I think Trey Murphy in a fantastic spot. Love his ceiling in GPPs. Missy, been doing really, really well this year as a rookie. I don't mind him at 5.1K. I feel like he's more priced right though. And then they went with Javonte Green in the starting line. He'd be a fine value. And then you see mainly like JRE off the bench, etc. If we get like Brandon Ingram in, and no limitations, then I like Brandon Ingram. I think DeJounte's fine. I still like Trey Murphy, but downgrade with everyone healthy. I probably wouldn't get to the values though. And then like if we get like DeJounte and CJ sitting, and like Brandon Ingram with the team to himself, then Brandon Ingram's going to be one of the best plays on the slate. And then that's when we're looking to these other plays like Brandon Boston Jr. at 5.6. Trey Murphy would look fantastic. Potentially like an Alfred Payton would be a really good value. Javonte Green, etc. So I will make updates. These are the 2 early games. Thank God, because there's going to be a lot of hectic stuff with those 2 teams tomorrow. Moving on to Atlanta. Good spot here for Atlanta. I mean, sub 9K Trey. I know he's been very, very up and down of late. I'm a little worried he's playing through an injury right now. Trey always plays through injury. He doesn't really show up on the injury report like ever. So I feel like that's a little bit of a reason why he's been so up and down of late. But sub 9K Trey Young in a great spot going up against the Pelicans. I think you have to have interest. I think the price point's just too cheap. So I really like Trey Young tomorrow. I also really like Jalen Johnson at 8.2. I don't know why we're not upping the price point on Jalen Johnson right now. So I love Jalen Johnson tomorrow. Dyson Daniels at 6.4K. I have a tough time getting to at that price point. Clint Capella, Onyeka Okongwu, these 2, they're going to split the center minutes with Okongwu getting more minutes of late. I actually think he's a really good value tomorrow. Price point has come down. And I don't mind these other values. I think Bogey at 4.6K, she'll play mid-20s minutes. I think he's a really solid value on this slate. DeAndre Hunter's playable. Definitely prefer them to like Zachary. And I'm not going to get to much else here. So, yeah, keep an eye on these early games. There's going to be news. There's going to be hectic. And then we get to another team that's everyone on this team got injured tonight. Ben Simmons got hurt. Zaire got hurt. Cam Johnson got hurt. But he said he's going to hope to be good to go for tomorrow. And now you have a fantastic matchup up against Chicago. This slate is going to be hell. It's going to be hell with news. And we haven't even gotten to Lakers yet. So just be on Reddit. That's all I'm saying. Please be on Reddit. So, okay. If we get It's so hard to go over this. I apologize, guys. There's just so much to go over. Who sat today? Cam Thomas sat today. Who else sat? I believe it's just Cam Thomas. And Dorian Finney-Smith. So if we get the same thing here, and then, like I said, everyone got injured, so that's why you didn't see big minutes for the starters, outside of, like, Dennis and Cam Johnson, but he got hurt, too. Zaire got hurt. So, yeah, great spot here. I think if everyone's out, Dennis Schroeder, I really like at 7.1K. I think you have to have interest in Cam Johnson. Claxton should play around 30 minutes. Like the spot for him. I like his ceiling in GPPs. Ben came off the bench today. I would have a tough time going there. And Zaire will be fine. Jalen Wilson will be fine, but they're priced up. Now, if we get all these guys out, Dennis Schroeder's going to look fantastic. Nick Claxton will be a really good play. I would assume they go with, like, what? Dennis Schroeder, Nick Claxton, Jalen Wilson. Maybe throw, like, a Tyrese Martin in there and, like, a Trendon Watford they could do. Or they could throw one of the guards in, like Shake Milton, Keon Johnson. They could do a number of things. But if for some reason all these guys are out, then you're going to want some nets. Dennis would look phenomenal. Nick Claxton would be really good. I'd like the values here. Trendon Watford, Jalen Wilson, Tyrese Martin, Shake Milton, Keon Johnson. All would be good values. So just keep an eye on it. It's hectic. Moving on to Chicago. Kobe White is questionable. If he is out, another team that could do a number of things with the starting lineup. They could throw, like, Torrey Craig in the starting lineup, but it would be more run for, like, Booz Ellis, Taylor Horton Tucker, etc. So if everyone's in, I think Vooch is a pretty good play. I like the spot for him. I think everyone else just looks kind of similar to me at their price points. I think Io would be the best point per dollar play between the main five guys, I apologize. Josh Giddey's minutes have been up, they've been down, so like 6.3K, just a large field tournament play for me. And then Zach LaVine is fine. I think I honestly prefer Vooch to Zach LaVine. Lonzo Ball back, he's playing teens minutes off the bench. You can consider it in large field GPPs, I suppose. I don't think I'll get to much else here. Now, if Kobe is out, then, Taylor Horton Tucker, I like for value. You see more run for, like, Booz Ellis, keep an eye on the starting lineup. Craig could be in play. I still think they're going to kind of limit Lonzo, and then, LaVine's going to look fantastic. Giddey would get a bump in minutes. He would look good. Io I'd really like. Vooch would get a bump. I'd really like Vooch. So, another team, keep an eye on the news. And then we get to the Lakers, another team where we got to keep an eye on news. Reeves was questionable going into today. He sat. D'Lo was doubtful going into today with an illness. He sat. Cam Reddish was questionable going in for an illness. He sat today. So another situation where if we get everything that happened today happening tomorrow, then we know what to do. Then AD looks phenomenal. LeBron James looks fantastic. Now, really tough spot here going up against the Timberwolves. Like, I don't think they'd be absolute must because there's probably going to be so much more value opening up later. But even in a bad matchup, and I assume the total is a bit lower today than it was, or tomorrow than it was today. But even then, like, AD is going to look great. LeBron's going to look great. I'd really like Connect once again. Rui Hachimura would be a great value. I'd like Max Christie off the bench quite a bit at 3.7, although he did gain some minutes tonight due to Connect foul trouble. And then Gabe Vincent will be a fine value at 3.3. So, yeah, man, keep an eye on it. If we get, like, everyone in, I think it's mainly just, like, some interest in AD, some interest in LeBron. I think Reeves is fine, and then not loving too much else. All right, last team of the night, the Timberwolves. Good spot here. I like Ant and GPPs at 9.3K. He's really frustrated, it seems. I saw all the quotes and stuff. Just seems really frustrated. But, yeah, I think Ant's a good contrarian. It's been up, the highest usage player on this team. Good defender. Can back up steals, blocks. The pace should be a pace-up spot for them. So, like Ant is a contrarian play. Julius Randle, I'm just kind of indifferent on there at 7.7. And then, I'm going to continue to say it. I always like Rudy Gobert. Now, not the greatest matchup, but she'll play close to 40 minutes. Probably going to get you close to a double-double, so don't mind Rudy there. Dante DiVincenzo is just cooked. I don't think they want to play him right now. I don't. They're leaning more into Mike Conley, so, like, if we continue to get over 30 minutes for Mike Conley, I think he's a fine value to solid value. And then NAW, I believe, had a monster game. Yeah, that's not going to happen again. And then some interest in Naz Reid as contrarian value. Yeah, closing thoughts. Just be on your phones, guys. This is going to be the most hectic 4-game slate possibly ever. So I will talk to y'all on Reddit and tomorrow.